千帆之都奥克兰。啊，不是旅游推荐节目啊，要说实话是吧？好，懂了。好吵。现在呢，我们就是位于新西兰最大的城市奥克兰的市中心的中心位置了。大家可以听到声音是非常的嘈杂，甚至我觉得我都已经听不到我自己在说什么了。那么奥克兰呢，曾经也是被定为最宜居城市的 No.1 哦，可能跟大家想象的感觉是完全不同的光景吧。目之所及，到处都是建筑工地的围栏，还有这些交通管制的雪糕筒，对于市中心的这个交通的影响是可想而知的。那么本地的居民一说到市中心，只有2个字：头大。如果再加上3个字的话，就是不想来。那么对于市中心的这些商户而言的影响，大家可以想想，很多的商户都已经关门了。曾经有新闻在说，市中心已经沦为最新的鬼城。那么市长候选人们对于市中心面临的棘手的问题是怎么看的呢？
There used to be 12 hours of parking charges, and after 12 hours, no more, so that a lot of people coming in the evening to go for a night out, have dinner, go to the local disco or whatever. Now they dare not go to the inner city. They will go far away in the suburbs because they have to pay the parking. So at night at 3 a.m., you can imagine they run to put the coin into the parking, and then too late get fined. So they said, we don't take the risk, we go and park somewhere. And it affects the business. I'll change it back to 12 hours so that business can grow.
We need to get Queen Street specifically to get that revitalised and get more people coming back into Queen Street and eating at their restaurants there and having some specific destination marketing for Queen Street, whether that be looking at something towards a Chinatown or a Little Italy. I think there's things that we can learn from other global cities that have done well in terms of really celebrating our cultures that we have here in Auckland and using that to our best advantage to make the city centre more exciting to come into.
We've got to remove a lot of the homeless people out, and they have to be firm on people. If they're moved out, they shouldn't come back. We do need rules to stop the people begging on the streets and cleaning, but often they're not enforced.
当他第一天把这个路封了以后，我们当天的销售额就已经下滑了。路一封的话，从那个头过来的人，有的人他就不愿意走过来，他以为这个路就 block 了，就断掉了，他们就会走其他的路。游客很少，现在基本上看不到欧洲过来，就我们也不知道它什么时候结束，他们也不会告诉我们什么时候结束。
Maybe since June last year, it's been like a bit of a problem, like it's taking some time, but business is okay, up and down, you know?
It's been the same the entire time, but when construction gets right in front of us, it was a decrease, yeah. It was because it was directly in front of the store, it was really bad. When it was on this side, it was just annoying for our Uber drivers. Yeah. When it's directly in front of you, it's really bad. Yeah, people don't come in at all. And a lot of sound pollution. Like we would have a digger and a jackhammer just outside and customers inside and the door opens, you know. So.
Now what I want to do is relaunch it as the Azure Arch of Auckland, have a beautiful blue bridge that people walk across and look at our fantastic city. We have to develop our tourism, and that's another thing.
All of the tourists that are coming into New Zealand, Auckland is the gateway to all those tourists, but they're only spending 2 nights in Auckland and then they're going down to Rotorua. Now, if we had a clear plan for the city centre, like a pass which included families to be able to go to the zoo and partner with Kelly Taltons and other organisations where they could spend a week in Auckland, I'm sure that we would get an increased amount of tourists that would be spending money in the hospitality sector, but also enjoying our city, and then having, as I say, some more incentives and joined up passes for Aucklanders to be able to come into the city centre and enjoy all the great things that are there.
I think we need more people living downtown. but not the kind of haphazard, shoddy apartment buildings that have been built in a lot of places of downtown. We need better planning of green spaces, greener buildings, but ultimately more people, more residents downtown will help.
That's why I'm suggesting the Auckland Future Fund. I'm going to put 200 million to grow Auckland inventors and businesses. So when they grow a product or a service or a software, we will give $500,000. They can apply $500,000 to $1 million. Then we have a mentor, a management person to guide him.
We now have the Technical Alliance for Auckland Tech Industries. I've talked to government and where they're going to set up a tech centre. They're going to do it in Auckland, not in Wellington. There's a number of things I've done to improve the economy. The port is now making $100 million a year and had been making no money at all for many years. And so all those things contribute to the economy.
I don't think the communities in Auckland need the council's help with that. I think they need the council to get out of the way. I think all of our diverse communities in Auckland will organise their own events, whether that be the Chinese community, the Indian community, the Pakistani community, the Maori community, Pacific Island, Polynesian. Why does it matter to me? I'm not here to pick any one community. Oh, well, you get funding for this. You get the space for this. That's not my job. Your communities will do that on their own. The only thing that is my job as the mayor is to make sure that you're able to do that safely without interference from other people.
接下来呢，我们想做一个测试啊，大家看我对面呢就是悠悠走了。那按道理来说呢，直接可能也就是我的导航显示啊，也就是一个不到30米的距离，直接就可以到达了，1分钟的时间。但是实际上我们看到，因为这个围栏的问题，包括呢还有指示牌告诉我们这个地方的这个过马路的地方要关了，而且呢要用这个 alternative crossing。But 我根本没有看到哪里是 alternative crossing。那么作为一个守法公民呢，我现在制定的路线就是要过3道马路，然后到达悠悠所。那我们做一个测试，看看这3个马路过下来，我要有多少时间去往只有30米距离的悠悠所。我们开始吧。好的，那么现在我就开始等红灯了，开始计时，启动。好，我们看看到底过这个马路需要多长时间。其实你看，那2个人他们站在那块儿啊，你看这就是一个极度不安全的一个情况。然后你行人站在那儿，明显很 confused， 他都不知道该往哪里走。我们若干次的看到行人在通过这一段没有明确标识的路面的时候，会有车从他的背后直接穿行，看起来特别的危险，完全就是人和车在同一个道上的这种概念。好，大家现在看到了吗？你看，这其实都是有安全隐患的。好，那么按照交通法规，我先过了第1道马路，我斜穿到了这个方向。紧接着呢，我现在要等这个红灯，看什么时候可以过去啊？目前已经用了1分50秒的样子了啊。对面的年轻人已经急不可耐的想要过马路了。已经想要往前冲了，不行，我比较惜命，我们还是等一会儿吧。3、2、1，停！3分33，哦，33，3分33秒，1分钟的路程，不到30米的距离。大家可以算算，我平均用了多少时间走这么一段路程。所以呢，也是印证了我们刚才说的这个话啊。现在市中心的整体的这个规划还有建设的一个进度，确实是影响到了一个交通的通畅度，也给大家造成了极大的不便。
The cones have been there, and my friend calculated maybe it cost the council 14.4 million, but never collected. 14.4 million of your ratepayers' money. There are 662,000 ratepayers, and it's costing them all this money. So it's totally unacceptable. So I'm going to crack down on that. So I'm going to form a road cone busters, like Ghostbusters, road cone busters staff, only 40 staff.
We have to plan smarter, and a lot of that is in how we let the contracts, maybe opening up to some more competition, and being really tough on timelines and what is going to be done, not accepting excuses when things are delayed or these massive cost overruns.
If there's going to be any cuts, then it should be coming from the contracts with Tier 1 contractors, because we know, based on the contracting services that we have at Council, there does seem to be additional spend going there. When you look at the overspend of the CRL,
I think it's the Council's role to facilitate how people want to work in an ever-changing environment. And that may mean some people want to go into the office, some people want to stay at home, some people want to move out to one of the peripheral centres in Auckland. All of that is fine. It's not my job to pick that. It's your job to do what you want with your own property, and it is my job as Mayor to facilitate how you want to live, not determine how I want you to live.
We're going to have the Central Rail link open, and be very interesting to see how many people actually use it, particularly all of that Centre City Master Plan thinking has destroyed Queen Street. So what are people coming in for? So I'm going to be very interested to see what the numbers are that use the Central Rail link.
I think currently we have a big problem with planning for the future. I think Auckland does a lot of great things. There's a lot of great people in council who really support growing Auckland well, but I don't think we have the infrastructure. I don't think we've planned well enough for 100 years down the road to still be growing at the rate we're growing. Look, I think a lot of people want to come to Auckland. It's a great city, but we don't have the infrastructure and the facilities to support everyone coming in.
已经在网上注册过或者呢有过投票经历的奥克兰的居民朋友，应该都已经收到了这样的一份投票邮包。这个邮包里呢会有一个投票信封、一封候选人的介绍，还有一张选票。选票中有3项内容需要投票：奥克兰市长1名，您所在大区的市议员2名，以及您居住地的地方委员会成员4名。 填写完毕之后，放入投票信封封好，请注意一定要把地址面朝窗口处放好哦。那么在选择结束之后呢，只要投入您当地的投票处或者是任意的新西兰的邮局就可以了。投票地点除了邮局，还有所有的公共图书馆，还有部分的超市和公共场所。那么登录奥克兰的投票网站 voteauckland.co.nz 就可以查询距离您最近的投票点了。 需要注意的是，投递到邮局邮箱的截止日期呢是2025年的10月7号，而投票处的截止日期是10月11号的中午，所以一定要把时间记准喽。如果您没有收到这样的投票邮包，或者是丢了，都不用着急。 登录奥克兰的投票网站，也就是刚才我们提到的 voteauckland.co.nz， 只要进行身份认证，也可以在截止日期前进行现场投票，都是 OK 的。那么，希望大家都可以投出自己负责任的一票，来为奥克兰的未来助力。